I think that's just another strength to his to what he brings to the side.
Who stole Tom Moody? Because you look like Tom's little brother with that haircut. Great to see. But such experience, Samuel Badri.
Yes, look at this. The stats, over 500 T20 matches, the most by any player. And what I quite like about him is that he takes that leadership role quite seriously. You see him going at that bat part position, doesn't want anyone else to be there. He wants to be the man. He wants to be the player who's leading, not only with performances, but off the field. And he brings so much to this team, not only from an experience point of view, but from a big brother point of view for all of these younger players in the squad.
So he's a driving force, he's the leader, he's a talisman, he is all of that. Similar to what Dre Russ brings in some ways?
Yes, certainly. We haven't seen Dre Russ in that leadership role this year, but his leadership comes in a different form. He clearly is one of the game's biggest match winners. He is box office. We've seen that with bat in hand, and we've seen glimpses of that certainly in this edition of the Hero CPL. He likes this opponent as well, so that is a real threat for TKR. He's got a very, very good record against them. And the other thing is, I'm just hoping, which I believe is the case, that he's going to be bowling, because he is the complete package if he's bringing both bat and ball to the game.
Yeah, he averages over 50, close to 60 against TKR or any Trinidad and Tobago based franchise anyway, and he obviously had that 50 early in the tournament against them.
And his strike rate is phenomenal. If I was Floyd Reefer, I would be bringing up those memories of games gone by. In 2016, he got 144 deliveries. Brennan McCullums, Kevin Cooper, and Nikita Miller were part of that team. They are now part of the coaching in this franchise. And fast forward 2 years later at the Queen's Park Oval, 122 of 49 deliveries in an insane chase, chasing over 223 runs, and also got a hat-trick. So his memories and the record against this team is frightening. And I'm sure as coach Floyd Reefer, he want to bring up those emotions, those memories to key these guys up for this crucial contest.
What is also frightening is the rate at which these guys hit the ball out of the ground and over the boundary. Let's have a look at the number of sixes that have been struck so far by the players in this tournament.
Yeah, Karen Pollard and Lyndall Simmons, all of these guys, Evan Lewis, Glenn Phillips, they possess so much power, and that they can clear the boundary at ease. And what is frightening for me as a bowler, Bish, is the fact that these players can hit these sixes from their crease. And when you have that sort of power, as a bowler, you cannot afford to miss your length.
Yeah, it's a ground where you heard Danny Morrison talk about playing on the center pitch today. So the boundaries are equidistant, Tom. What impact will that have? Because these guys, the number of hero maximums that are struck by so many of the guys playing in this game today is phenomenal.
Yeah, and I don't think the size of the boundary is going to affect any of those players that are playing in this game. Look at that. We're lucky enough to have Pollard, Phillips, Russell, and such power players playing in this contest. They hit the ball well beyond the boundary, and I think it's all down to the surface. I think we've got a good batting surface where the ball's going to come on, so the batsmen that are looking to target boundaries and those hero maximums, they'll get full benefit.
And we can also add to that list Lyndall Simmons and Darren Bravo, also with 14, and they're on show today, so it sets up for a high octane clash.
Yeah, and it's more than about fours and sixes. It's about rotation of strike. It's about consistency as well. So let's hear from the leading run scorer in this year's tournament, talking to Alex Jordan.
The word Taloa means mighty, means strong. And the Jamaica Taloas are going to need every bit of that power today to get past TKR. I've caught up with Glenn Phillips. He's been Taloa all season long. Glenn, how do you find so much consistency? Why do you think you've been so consistent in 2020?
Quite frankly, for me, I put it down to trying to keep everything as simple as possible. Obviously spoke with Ronnie Sarwan a lot over the last couple of years, and learning to try and find my game and, try and relax at the crease. So for me, just knowing my game plan as well as possible and then relaxing on the day.
Well, the Taloas have been in fits and starts a bit this season. How do the guys feel about today's game?
Everybody's on the same points again. It's winner takes all. So for us, it's really just go out there and do the best that we possibly can and ultimately have fun with what we're doing. You know, we get to play cricket for a living, so let's just enjoy it. And, you know, as it's a semi-final, you know, go out and put our best foot forward and just have a lot of fun.
TKR have some bad memories about this team and a particular game at the Queen's Park Oval. I see Dre Russ has got a new hairstyle for today. You reckon he's ready?
He's looking sharp. He's ready for it. I know he's ready for it.
All right, they've been perfect so far. We haven't seen many weaknesses in the team. How do you beat them today?
I don't know. Maybe it's the law of averages that comes out. You know, every team just happens to have a bad game on their day. We've had plenty of ours, so maybe it's our day to have a good day. And maybe it's just theirs to have a bad day. But, you know, in the end, it's an entertainment sport, and we hope it's a good game for everybody to see.
Well, you've been entertaining, and you've been doing really well with Jermaine Blackwood at the top there. Have you been enjoying batting with him?
Speaking of him, here's my best mate now. Yeah, no, I've absolutely loved it. You know, we have a good chemistry going on, and, you know, we run really hard between the wickets together and just trust each other's ability and strength. So, you know, that's really key in a partnership, especially at the top of the order on a new wicket. So we'll hopefully figure out what the pitch is doing and assess it as we go.
Thank you so much. Go well today.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Glenn Phillips talking to Alex Jordan. Tom, in each of the last 3 seasons, including this one, I think he's gone well above 300 runs. The only reason he didn't do it the year before that was that he only played 7 games.
Yeah, look, he's been a real find forget Talawaz, for the Hero CPL. He's been a terrific player, so consistent. He's very modest, obviously you can tell through that interview, very modest guy. And it's quite remarkable, we haven't seen him feature on the international stage more for New Zealand. But he's a really important cog in the wheel for the Talawaz, because if he can get away to a flyer, which we know he can, and he's got history in performing in finals, it'll certainly help them in their quest to try to win this contest.
Averages 36 against TKR, I think historically a former teammate of yours, Samuel.
Yeah, I just love his enthusiasm, his passion, his work ethic, and he's always very simple and clear in his plans. Tom mentioned that 100 he got in the playoffs a couple of years ago in Guyana, a brilliant century. So he has that experience in the bank.